Hey guys, this is SoFlo Josh, and today Lexus has announced pricing for the IS 500 F Sport Performance. What a mouthful. Let's get straight into the video and let's talk about the IS 500 F Performance. So, it's a huge mouthful to say, like I just mentioned right now, compared to the IS 350 F Sport. But for some reason, Lexus decided to name it like that. This one, of course, I'm sure many of you know, is powered by the 5-liter Naturally Aspirated V8. It's been tried and true. It's been used in the RCF, the GSF, the ISF ever since it came out back in 2008. So it's been a very popular, actually 2006 if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a very popular powertrain. It's been in the family for a very long time. This one produces 472 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque. Of course, since it is the V8 engine, it can only be done in the rear-wheel drive model. You can't get an all-wheel drive version. Even if there was an all-wheel drive version, I will say that it would probably be using the 6-speed automatic transmission that Lexus has had forever. But since it's the rear-wheel drive version, we have the same 8-speed automatic transmission that we see in the IS 350. You know, like I mentioned, it's rear-wheel drive. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the pricing. I know that a lot of you guys have been wondering what the pricing has been. I know some of you guys have been looking for certain performance vehicles within this category. Mind you, this is not a full-on F. This is just your regular M performance, you know, Type S, AMG 43, S, Audi S. It's that. It's not a full-on F. I'm not sure if even Lexus is going to go ahead and do a full-on F, but at least we have this for now. So with talking about pricing, the base version, the ISF, IS 500 F Sport Performance, my bad, is starting at $56,500. That is relatively cheap, but I did do a little bit of, building my IS 350 F Sport, and with some of the added features that you don't get on this base for the IS 500, you're looking at least in rear-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, $1,385 difference between the two. So it kind of makes you think, what was Lexus doing there with packaging their IS 500? I understand that they wanted to keep the cost down. When it comes to that, there is other trim levels, I will mention it now, but I understand that they wanted to keep the cost levels a little bit down from, to make it accessible to people who aren't looking to pay $60,000 for just a V8 IS that has a little bit of different, rigidity enhancements compared to the IS 350 F Sport. So I can understand that. But at the same time, I feel as though this pricing difference, you can get IS 350 F Sport for $1,385 cheaper is mind-boggling to think of. But with that being said, so the next trim up from the base is the premium one, and the premium one actually starts at $61,000. Now, $61,000 gets you the Mark Levinson 17 speakers, the navigation, 360 degrees camera, the triple beam LED headlights, and the power rear sunshade. I could have seen not adding the power rear sunshade at all. I mean, I don't think anybody is going to be really wanting that. That should have not been a thing. I mean, that could have been like $100 less if they didn't add that in. That makes more sense in, a 5 Series or 7 Series class rather than a 3 Series class. I mean, not even the regular 3 Series has that. if we're gonna be honest. Not even the performance one or the M3 has that at all. So I think that that rear sunshade shouldn't have been a thing. The triple beam LED headlights should have been a standard feature on the base. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. The triple beam LED, you know, with nowadays more safety stuff added to the car is actually a lot better, especially having a triple beam LED headlights, which are better than the standard you know, LED headlights they have. I suspect that this should have been standard on the base trim instead of it being optional. I'm sure it's probably optional, but like I mentioned, the other stuff, the Mark Levinson speaker and the navigation and 360-degree camera, are actually things that I equipped it on the IS350 F Sport. You know, things like that. It kind of makes me wonder, why did Lexus package it so oddly? You know, if we look at the competitors in the competition right now, for example, the Acura TLX Type S, mind you, the Acura TLX is only a V6 turbocharged, twin-scroll turbocharged engine, and producing way less than what the IS 500 has. That thing has basically, it's fully loaded except for probably some, you know, added accessories, which is great. And I feel like Lexus should have done something there, probably, you know, package-wise. They should have done it a little bit better, in my opinion. But like I mentioned, I did do all that, basically adding it into the IS350F Sport, and you know, it's just about, I would say, I think it's actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually still cheaper for the IS350F Sport, but of course, you know, one has a V6 and one has a growling V8, which is phenomenal. The next trim to that is actually the IS500 Launch Edition. The Launch Edition, though, is only 500 are being made in the United States alone. These will go ahead and go for a price of $67,400. With that number being 500 only being made, I suspect heavily some of these dealerships are going to go ahead and take advantage of the chip shortage, as well as the inventory shortage that they're having because of the chip shortage. They're going to go ahead and mark up these models, which is probably going to be ranging around $75,000 to $80,000 for just essentially a limited model with a limited exterior called Incognito, and a different interior that has ultra suede in the front and the back. I don't think that should be a reason to go ahead and mark them up. Only time will tell. This is just what I'm feeling with how currently some dealerships are handling their products. So let's get into the competition of the IS500. So with the IS500 being a F performance and not a full F, it competes against the likes of basically the segment leader right now, which is the BMW M340i, the Acura TLX Type S, then of course the Audi S4, as well as the Mercedes-Benz AMG 43, which is getting a completely new redesign next year. Should be revealed probably within a couple of months. But getting into that, let's go ahead and talk about the pricing. You know, the M340i only makes 382 horsepower. It's relatively down, but remember, BMW loves to underrate their engines. I've heard they're making around 415, 420 horsepower, or even more. In fact, I mean, depends on how the car is set up. That V58 engine that they have inside of there is phenomenal. It's a magnificent engine. Starting price for the M340i rear-wheel drive is actually $54,700. So $54,700. Mind you, this doesn't come with all the safety tech that Lexus offers as standard. is relatively good. If you just want a full-on beast performance-oriented car that has underrated horsepower, that's German-built, and the engine in it is more than likely going to be the most reliable one out of all of them. Well, no, because the IS 500 has been tried and true, and the B58 just recently came out. I would say the M340i is the best one just to get, where you don't have, to put the safety tech in it, that collision mitigation, all those type of things that Lexus offers as standard. It's not that bad. I mean, 54,700 is not that bad. I just think that for Lexus to offer a little bit, like a 56,000, and how they said that it's respectively priced in the segment that it's in right now. I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, I think it's somewhere in the middle between an M340i and I want to say a Mercedes-Benz AMG, a C-Class AMG 43. But like I was saying, let's go ahead and get into the other ones. The Type S, like I mentioned, that one's at 52,800. That one comes with super handling all-wheel drive from the get-go. It's not rear-wheel drive, of course. It's a front-wheel drive chassis with the super handling all-wheel drive. I will say the super handling all-wheel drive, I have done a review on that vehicle, and that system with the V6 turbocharged engine was actually very great to drive. I love the way it felt. I drove it in the rain, and it was really great to drive. I'm sure the IS 500 would have a lot of issues in the rain, especially with those performance tires that it has. Like I also mentioned, that there is the Audi S4, but the Audi S4 is probably the cheapest one out of the whole entire segment. This one's at 50,500. Very cheap. It's a German-built vehicle. You have that same 3-liter turbocharged V6 under the hood, and you have that amazing quattro system that I think a lot of companies try to rival it, but it's hard to. A lot of these competitions, they offer you look at them and they offer all-wheel drive as a option, and I think that Lexus kind of missed the nail on the head with that one. I think they should have offered it for those people up north that goes through tougher conditions, because now the people who live up north would probably more than likely have to buy a all-wheel drive compact SUV with all-wheel drive to have as like a winter beater, and then for the whole summer, which is probably like only four months in general, you would probably just be driving your IS 500 rear-wheel drive. And I think that in a way they kind of missed the mark with that. They should have done something a little bit different, in my opinion, with the IS 500 when it came to packaging and like that. Even if they had to make a new transmission, I'd rather just them make a new transmission and offer the same 6-speed automatic transmission they have on the regular IS 350, which, I mean, let's be honest, who's doing 6-speed automatic transmissions? It's only literally Lexus right now, and if you think about it, Mazda with their 2.5-liter turbo that they have. So I think Lexus kind of missed it there, in my opinion. But overall, I have to say, I'm happy to see that we're having, basically, from what I think, is one last hurrah for the V8 compact sedans. The IS 500 F Sport Performance, for sure, is more than likely going to be the last ever rear-wheel drive compact sedan with the V8 underneath the hood. And it sucks to say, but it's the truth. I mean, a lot of these car companies are promising by 2025 or even 2030 or 2040 to have a full electric range of cars. And It sucks, but it's true. We have to kind of live with the times. Back then they had to evolve with different kind of technology. We came into the new era, and now we're doing the exact same with the electric cars. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off here. Thank you guys so much for watching my video on the IS500 Sport performance. Please let me know what you guys think of the vehicle, what you think about the pricing. Do you think it's correctly priced for the segment? Do you wish that there was all-wheel drive? Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.